So, welcome to geology, and that could be earth science, historical geology, physical geology, one of the field courses, which is one of those classes, and anything that begins with the GEOL. You could be in a face-to-face course, you could be in a blended course, you could be in an online. Each one has different requirements, except for this. They all have lecture assignments, they all have lab assignments. The different requirements are when things are due and how you turn them in. Otherwise, the courses are identical. And that's a message I'd like to send from the beginning. So welcome to this course, but I need to give you a few pieces of advice because I care. I care about you as a human being and as a student. And I could tell you story after story, so I'll just get right to it. Life is going to happen at some point this semester. Whether it's in your job, it's in school, it's in your private life, it's in your health life, it's in your parental life, all of those things. Sometimes a tsunami wave of all of it can happen at once. And that's typically what it feels like when it does happen. It's happened to me multiple times in my academic career and even in my professional. So the trick is, how do you balance all of that and make it work? So I'm going to tell you, if you're working multiple jobs, if you're a dual credit student and you have lots of extracurricular activity and you work, you have got to find a way to balance all this stuff. And it can be a real challenge. You're taking a 4-hour lab science, so what does that really mean? In the eyes of the state coordinating board, you're taking a 3-hour lecture, a 1-hour lab course, but that 1-hour lab course also has 3 hours of contact. If you're in something like chemistry, it's even more contact hours. So your lab's longer, more like 5 hours per week. Point is that in this course, geology, it's 3 plus 3, which means 6 hours of contact per week. If you're in a summer or 8-week course, it's even more condensed. Do you have that kind of time to dedicate to the course to be successful? If you're like, I don't know, I have a lot on my plate, chances are, then you might struggle. And I really don't want that for you. I want you to know going in day one what's expected. And so you're not like, well, I just didn't know. No one told me. I'm telling you now that you're going to need to dedicate that amount of time or more to be successful. People take an online class thinking that it can blend with everything else they're doing in their life without much extra added time. And quite frankly, it requires more dedication and more commitment of time management than any other format of class does. But regardless of what format of class you're in, you still have to make a game plan. So I was a coach in one of my prior lives, and you could never enter a game if you planned on winning repetitively without a very solid game plan. That required you to evaluate every player, their position, the actual plays that you were going to execute, the team you were playing. So how does that relate to this course? You're probably taking this in some other classes, plus all the stuff going on in your personal and work life. So each one of those is a player or a team, and you have to kind of gauge how you're going to make it work. So you're going to have to dedicate time for this class, and I'd say dedicate specified time in the week and say it's going to be at this time. If you've taken this course before and you think you know when the due dates are, you better check, because I have changed the game plan this semester based on student performance, comments, and feedback. I've also made it to where you have to complete the getting started with coursework and the assessment in that folder, as well as watching this video and the Brightspace overview video, since that has structurally changed. So where you can't access anything else in the course with work until you've completed that step. And it's so important that you do, or else you don't have the full game plan. It'd be like a football NFL team going out and the quarterback not having their list of plays. You've got to know what you need and call the right play for the right situation, or else you're going to get clobbered. And I don't want that for you. I want you to have a very good execution, hopefully a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, if you get my drift. Okay. All right. So quickly, I just want to emphasize that the key to success in this class is really getting your work done each and every week. If you're in the summer, each and every day. How do you do that? You make it happen in your schedule and you treat it like a job. You realize when it's too much and you schedule it to where you can balance it. And you reach out to me immediately when the game plan doesn't work. You don't wait for a couple of rounds of plays and say, oh, this didn't work, I'm going to have to reach out then. And certainly don't expect that not reaching out at all is going to be the right answer, because you'll get sidelined in a heartbeat where the courses are, because you can't catch up at that point. So I care about you as a human being, and that's why I'm sharing this with you, because there's no way you can be a great student if you don't have a game plan for how to make it all balance. And that's the trick, especially since COVID has happened, of all of us trying to find a way that makes it work. So open up, reach out to me, let's learn the game plan, let's get you on track. When you're unclear, I'm here. This course is so predictable in terms of when things are due and how to navigate it. So the key is you learn that game plan manual right away and you'll be successful. So make sure you watch the Brightspace overview video, because it will give you all the tools you need on understanding how the structure of this class works. Thanks for your time. Bye.